Welcome back, folks. Thanks for tuning in for another video review. And today we are looking at some new items that I have never had before, but I have always wanted to obtain and add to my kitchen drawers and cabinets. This is the Kotobukiya Star Wars kitchen line of accessories, utensils, however you want to classify them. I don't even know how to classify them. But let's take a look at what we had come in today. Kotobukiya has had a massive sale on all of their items, whether it's statues or figures or pins and accessories, and like you see in front of you, kitchen items, kitchen accessories. There were two of these things I did want and I have seen before. One of them was pretty new to me when I did see it. I haven't always followed the Kotobukiya line of kitchen items. I have had some of their artifact statues and other items, and I really wish they would bring back and continue to expand their 1/7 artifacts line, or ArtFX line, I should say. And I think they have a few pieces here and there, but not as many as I would expect or hope. Regardless, let's take a look at these kitchen items. And first and foremost, let me start with the smallest one. This is the Han Solo in Carbonite silicone tray. I actually expected this to be bigger, and I am a little surprised at how small this actually is. But regardless, I am still pretty happy with it. This is good for both hot and cold, so you can bake with it and freeze. And let's take a look at the packaging. The packaging is no big deal. And really quick, all of these came wrapped in like plastic bags of sorts. So they were somewhat sealed, but this one just came with this loose cardboard. And here we have a picture of Han Solo and Carbonite with that there and the Star Wars logo. Here we have what seems to be like a Clone Wars promotion or packaging. We have Star Wars with the Clone Wars Captain Rex and Han Solo and Carbonite. It says silicone ice tray, but it does say it is good for heat as well. So let me take that off and we'll take a look at the back of the packaging. A lot of this is in Japanese, but there are also English instructions. Here are just the precautions notes, and let me try to read some of that. It just says, basic common sense notes about do not place near fire or hot temperatures, which I guess if you're baking, that is a hot temperature, but we'll see how that goes. Please use a soft sponge and mild dishwasher detergent when washing by hand. Rinse with warm water. Do not brush with the scrub brush. Anyway, you can read those. Down here it says type of plastic material, heat-proof temperature, and cold-resistant temperature. So this is a silicone rubber, and it is good up to 230 degrees Celsius or 446 degrees Fahrenheit. And it can go as low as 40 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, this is Kotobukiya from Japan, but it was shipped from Torrance. I did notice that. And that is about it. So here we have the silicone ice trays. This is the standard ice tray that comes with the 6 mini and then the one, I guess, medium size or regular size ice tray. There was a rubber set or a silicone mold that did come with a 10-inch Han Solo. And I believe there was another size, I can't recall, but I figured this would be good to have multiple options. I just expected this one to be bigger, and of course, this larger one would be bigger as well. There's some pretty good detail in here. So hopefully if you get the ice right, it'll show all the details. And even in the small one, it shows some pretty good details in there as well. And the back is just a basic stands or little legs for the tray to sit on. And that's about it. I went ahead and froze some water. I made ice pretty much in the silicone Han Solo and Carbonite trays. And I first made a tray without boiling the water because I wanted to try to get that clear ice look, and I figured I'd try boiling it. So this is before boiling the water, and let me just say even the boiled version didn't turn out that great, but I'll still show you the differences. And this is of course the bigger slot we have here, and it's kind of hard to see all the details. I'm sure if the ice was clear it would be easier, and you can see a good facial expression of sorts here, and just how much it does stick out from the ice. Let me try to get some kind of light onto this. There we go. We can see a little bit more detail. You can't really see the legs too much. It's mostly the upper body. And let me see how it looks when we put it on something. So just a little bit of a better look at that. Let me go ahead and pull out the other ones and see how they look. The ice is melting, so I'm going to try to do this fast. And as I also mentioned initially, one problem with the way this is actually molded and the stand, it won't necessarily lay flat if you have one of those fridges that have all the ridges on the base, which is what my fridge has. So it kind of made the ice lopsided on the top. Here is the smaller version, if I can find the head. So it's, you know, for a Star Wars fan, you will be able to tell that this is Han Solo in Carbonite. I think the average person probably wouldn't notice it too much or at all. Let's see if we can try to, yeah, the light is a little bit too bright there, but we can kind of see it better here. Yeah. And of course, if you are able to get the light or the ice clear, then it would show, or it would shine the light a lot better through. Try to put it down and see how much we can see it here. If I find the right side, and that one's kind of melting. So let me go ahead and pull out another one. And let me pull out, this one kind of looks clear. No, still the same, but you do see more of the details on this one. So I think this one kind of had that boiling effect come through a little bit better. I know I mentioned this initially, but I am a little bit disappointed at just how small these ice cubes are, only because I did expect them to be a little bit bigger. And of course, with the detail coming through or not, it does make it harder to actually see everything, unless you have the lighting kind of like this here. And even though there is still some fuzziness and the white opaqueness in it, you can kind of see the details some more here. And what's actually great is you can actually feel all the details throughout. So you can feel his face, his hands, his torso. You can kind of get the foot sticking out there. Better look at it. You can even see the little outline of where his body is resting in the carbonite chamber, so that's pretty cool. And the sides are just flat, so they didn't add any details there. Go ahead and bring some light in here. There's a better look at it. Now let me go ahead and grab a drink and show you what it looks like when you actually put these ice cubes in a drink. So here I just have some plain old water that I'm going to add the small ice cubes to. I'm going to save the big ice cube for the other drink I have. Off, so you can't really tell that they are Han Solo anymore. Let me go ahead and add the big guy to this one. So pretty good size. And I have some Grand Marnier here, and you can see my Stormtrooper decanter in my review video. I'll have that link down below. I've had this for many, many years, and I love using it. If I can just get that popped open, I'll go ahead and add my drink. There we go. Of course, I'm not gonna fill it all the way to the top. There is a good look at Han in my drink. Let's see how this looks with some light on it. Maybe we can get some better detail on that. There we go. Just trying to show what these drinks will look like, or what the ice cubes will look like. Overall, I'm not too happy with it. I'm sure if I had maybe bought the one larger silicone pack, of course you can see it better, but then you can't really put those ice cubes into any drinks. It's kind of a give and take, but it's a fun little novelty item. And of course you can always stack this around food or something to make it more appealing and actually be able to see Han Solo. But like I said, for Star Wars fans, when they see it in the drink, you'll definitely be able to tell that it is Han Solo in Carbonite. Now let's take a look at these chopsticks. I have always wanted the Star Wars chopsticks, and I was so happy to see that Kotobukiya had basically a pair or matching set of Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. Now, one issue that I noticed when I bought it, but I didn't mind because I still love both of these characters, but I do love Obi-Wan more. He is my favorite character. They actually are using Obi-Wan's episode 3 and I guess episode 4 lightsabers, and then Darth Maul's Episode 1 lightsaber. I do prefer the Episode 3 lightsabers. That is my favorite design of the lightsaber because it's from my favorite character. Not sure why they didn't use the Episode 1 lightsaber design or maybe the updated Darth Maul lightsaber. I'm not mad, I'm just curious is all why that happened. Maybe they couldn't get the licensing for the Episode 1, or they figure people like the Episode 3 and 4 version of Obi-Wan's better, and obviously this is the more iconic and known Darth Maul lightsaber, so it's fine with me. I mean, you know, we still have both Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. And here we do have the Ewan McGregor picture from Episode 3 and Darth Maul from Episode 1. Lightsaber Chopsticks, Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. These are the new updated Disney branded Star Wars items. And here again are just the instructions and precautions. Pretty basic stuff. Do not microwave, of course. These are just for eating. And just, you know, be careful when you wash them. So let's go ahead and take these out and get a closer look. And I don't believe these come out, which is fine. So they are pretty, they're pretty sturdy in there. And we have the Lucasfilm logo that will focus for me. So this is some pretty good details to it. You know, I didn't expect them to have all the different colors, but it all pretty much matches in all the designs, and you can even feel the grooves in the handle and all the different molding. So this is, wow, I am really impressed with the actual molding and design and attention to detail. And even the paint looks fantastic on this. I mean, there are a few little blemishes and missed areas here and there, but overall, this is a pretty good looking lightsaber chopstick. And the blue, it's such a beautiful blue color. I love the blue that they chose for this, and it is kind of a darker blue than the actual lightsaber blade, but I'm fine with that. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Let me take out the other one. And again, the same details and design on this one. And it would make sense, you know, Obi-Wan doesn't have dual lightsabers or two lightsabers, so. And of course, when you want to hold them, you can line them up nice and just go ahead and use the chopsticks as they are. And you know, they aren't too heavy, but you do definitely feel the weight at the end because of the hilts. But I guess you can just move it back and use it like that if you are more comfortable with it. I'm not sure, I don't use any of those clamps that make it easier to use chopsticks. I'm not sure if it'll work for these, but you can give that a shot if you need to. So I went ahead and just undid the packaging or unwrapped the packaging for the Darth Maul lightsabers. And oh, I did not know that. That is so cool. These actually have magnets that let them stick. That is so freaking cool. I did not expect that at all. How awesome is that? Let me try to get this whole thing in the frame. Wow, that is so freaking cool. That is awesome. Kotobukiya, you just blew my mind. And they're still magnetic, so you can still use them like that. Wow. Look at that. That is so freaking cool. And again, look at all the attention to detail on here. Everything is identical to what Darth Maul's lightsaber looks like. And of course, because both of his hilts or both sides of the hilt are the same, everything is matching. It is the same mold. And it is such a beautiful silver chromish color that they have on this too. It looks really good. They even have the red paint on the ignition switches and the black and all the grooves and the black, the clip or the holder right there. Again, I did not expect this to be magnetic, and look at that. Come on. Ah, that is so freaking cool. And you can even line it up to match. Wow. Pretty much, yeah, it pretty much matches. Oh, that is so freaking cool. I did not expect that to happen. And the ends are just flat. Let me take a look at these. I don't think these are magnetic. No, these are just plastic, so they don't have any reason to. Well, even these, I don't see a reason for them to connect, but that is just an added feature that makes this so much better. Let me go ahead and measure these real quick. It looks like all the individual lightsabers are the same length. I'm pretty sure. Let me go ahead and line them up. I think the Darth Mauls are just slightly longer, but I will still go ahead and measure them. Darth Maul's stand at about 9¼ inches long, while Obi-Wan's are just over 9 inches long. And then when you combine these two for one of the coolest things I've ever seen, let me try to get the whole thing in the frame. There we go. The whole thing measures at 18½ inches long. Yeah, just about 18, a little bit more than 18½ inches long. Wow, again, and there's just the comparison of the lightsabers. Now that is pretty darn cool. I am so happy with that, so happy I got the set, so happy the Darth Maul lightsabers came with it. Now, last but not least, we have the Millennium Falcon lunch plate. This thing is a lot bigger than I expected it to be, but I am not complaining about that. This is pretty freaking cool. We can see the plate right there in the center of the top of the Millennium Falcon. We have Millennium Falcon lunch plate, or lunch plate Millennium Falcon written in Japanese with the Kotobukiya logo. We have the Disney logo, Star Wars, and an example of what the plate looks like with some food. Here we have the Millennium Falcon lunch plate out of the packaging. This thing is pretty freaking cool. I mean, it's something unique, something fun for kids, fun for adults, fun for any fan of Star Wars to enjoy their lunch on, or just any meal on. Let's take a look at the plate. Simple plate. It isn't as flat as I expected. These do have more of a bowl. They're more like bowls, so I guess if you can't really put soup or anything, but for which that is one thing I am disappointed at, and I think it's the only thing I'm disappointed about, that they didn't make the plate microwave safe, because generally, I guess not generally, but a lot of times you will just put the plate on the food, put it in the microwave, and then come eat it. So I guess this is meant to be used as, once you heat up the food, then you serve it on this plate, which it's okay, but I still wish it was an actual heated or heat resistant or microwave capable plate. Let's go ahead and take a look at the plate size real quick. And from the actual tip of the plate, or each end, is 8.5 inches. And the individual pockets across are about 4.5 inches. And this one is about 3 3/4 inches by almost 7 inches. So you can put a good amount of food in there, and I'm sure you can even swap out the plate and figure it out with a bowl or some kind of other serving tray. As far as the entire Millennium Falcon, from the longest ends, it is about 14 inches long and about 10 inches wide, and it stands about 1.5 inches tall. So it's, pretty low serving tray, which isn't an issue regardless. Let me go ahead and take that out. As you can see here, it's just one big hollow concave set for a plate to go in, and this plate is made for that to fit in here, so you might have trouble finding a plate to fit in there, or even just something that can rest on top. We have some pretty cool details. Again, like I was mentioning with the other items, they really did pay attention and get a lot of the details with the molding and the paint here and there, and all different aspects of the ship. We have some red back here too. And everything actually is molded, so you can feel all the different textures and design to it. It's not that they're going to be separate pieces, or it's not that it's all just flat. And here is the bottom. So nothing too much going on in the bottom, just the hollow stand. And the cockpit, just all black, so you can't see any characters. That'd be a little bit too much, I guess, but still something pretty cool. And there you have it.